All right, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to all the Akim out there preaching His word in truth and sincerity. Now, I just wanted to make this brief video on this article I came across, basically showing you that the everyone else in the world, they're seeing the America decline, and the division, and they know that basically it's only going to get worse, and that's basically civil unrest. Is coming. All right, and that's exactly what the scriptures say. Sedition among men and everything else. And the people, they can see it coming, even though it hasn't happened yet. They know, they see the direction that it's headed in. You know, and this article kind of mentions that some. So I want to make a video on it and read it a little bit. So it says, it's from the naturalnews.com, and the heading says 70% of Americans believe our country is on the edge of civil war. And that's true. Everybody's divided. Nobody's in agreement. No more. Morals are at an all-time low. All right. And there's nothing but division in America. And that's why it's like scriptures say, it's Satan. As a matter of fact, I'll get it. Yeah, this is Mark chapter 3, verse 26. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. And that's basically where we're at, man. We're at the end, end of America, end of Esau's rulership. All right. It's nothing but division. Esau is divided against Esau, his politics and stuff. All right. Even with the Russians against America, they're all Edomites, nonetheless. All right. Yet we're dealing with it in Babylon though, the division is like at an all-time high, Everybody is just divided amongst each other. All right, in disagreements. Now this is back in the article. It says, if you're deeply concerned about the future of our country to the point that you believe it might break out into all-out violent melee, you are certainly not alone. A new national poll has found that upwards of 70% of Americans, if you can believe it, are now fully convinced that the formerly United States of America is on the brink of a second civil war. And this is actually on the way here, all right? A second civil war, civil unrest. And the scriptures actually mentions that, all right? Now, I'm going to read some of it in 2nd Esdras. This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 15. I'm going to start at verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. And that's exactly what's headed here, man. And the people, they can see that, and they're starting to see it more and more as time goes on, Things are only getting progressively worse here in America, all right? Your living situation, all right? Taxes increasing. Homelessness is increasing, all right? That's why it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, man. It's nothing but destruction headed here. And a lot of the people, they don't really see it, yet they can tell on a low level that things ain't right here, man, and it's only getting worse. Verse 14, it says, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And that's exactly what the article is mentioning, It says, it says, if you can believe it, they're now fully convinced that the formerly United States of America is on the brink of a second civil war. All right. This is actually coming here to America, man. You see in all these other countries, they're protesting against the government, or people rioting and all that. You don't see that going on here in America, but it's slowly building up there to that point, It's reaching that boiling point where people, they just can't take anymore, all right? And when people can't take anymore, what are they going to do? They're going to start doing the same exact stuff you see happening in these other countries, man. Rioting, All right, fighting the police. All right, jacking up the stuff in the streets. All right, you're gonna start seeing when it happens out here. It's gonna be on a higher level because out here, the police, they're not going to treat people the same way they do in the other countries, like just trying to push them back or something, spray them with tear gas, whatever, pepper spray. No, out here the cops, they're shooting you, man. So when stuff like that, civil unrest happens out here, it's going to be on a whole different level, man. And it's billions of people out here in Babylon, man. So when this stuff goes down, it's going to be on a higher level than you're seeing in these other countries, man. Because stuff like this it never happened here in Babylon. All right. At least to the degree that it's going to happen this time when it does happen. Because it said a second civil war. But continuing on, it says, when asked to state whether they agreed or disagreed with the statement, behavior that used to be seen as unacceptable is now accepted as normal behavior. A shocking 84% of the people polled said they agreed. It says, though those surveyed were also asked if they agreed or disagreed with the statement, I'm tired of leaders compromising my values and ideals. I want leaders who will stand up to the other side, to which 84% said they agreed. So it's like it's higher up from the last ones, which was 79% back in April. All right. It says after question about the state of unity and solidarity in the United States today revealed one thing that's on everyone's minds. There is no more unity and something has to give. Now, we already know that there is no unity and it's only getting worse. They're saying something has to give. And we know that that ain't going to happen. All right. And what's basically going to lead up to what it's going to lead up to is the people hitting that boiling point and just going out there rioting and protesting, man. All right, because nothing's going to give, man. They're saying something has to give because they're reaching that point, that breaking point, man. All right. It's no more hope in America. It's no more saying like maybe the next president might do this or the next governor, this or that. They see that all this shit, all this stuff is bullshit, man. You know, with the leaders and everything. That's what is going to reach to that breaking point where everybody just start just going out there protesting, looting, stealing, sedition among men. All right, like I was reading back in the second Esdras, man. This is what it's leading up to, man. It's slowly building up there to that point, and you can see it. Like it's mentioned in the article, the morals. They're doing things that's totally against your morals and forcing it upon the people, even people that still don't accept it. You're being forced to accept it, man. Along with many other things that you don't agree with. All right. And what is that going to do? What's that going to do to the people here? It's going to lead up to the point to where they're going to go past thinking that something has to give, and they're just going to say fuck it, go out there, start rioting, protesting, looting, causing havoc in the streets. All right, and it's, like I said, it's going to be worse in America than these other countries, man, because this isn't something that's normal to happen out here. So when it does happen out here, you can only imagine how it's going to be, man. All right. And that's why it says in Second Esdras, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, man. It's gonna be bad out here, and it's getting to that point. All right. But back in Second Esdras 15, I'm gonna start back in started at 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in the power of their hands. All right. Yeah, something has to give, and like it said in the article. All right. And what is it going to lead up to? Them having that mentality. The course of their actions shall stand in their power. Their power, man. They're gonna be just doing whatever they want to do, man. They ain't going. They're not gonna. They're not gonna regard their kings nor princes. They ain't gonna regard the government, man. They ain't gonna regard the police. All right. They ain't gonna even care. They have no pity upon their neighbor, man. Oh, matter of fact, I'm gonna keep reading it. It says, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." And that's exactly the times that we're in, man. Where that tribulation is increasing, man. That hell is increasing, man. All right, and it's affecting the people here more and more to the point to where they're reaching their breaking point, man. They can't take any more. All right, and once they reach that they like go over the edge, so to speak, that's when it's gonna just start just getting real bad, man. All right, like it's saying in the article, man, they don't have any hope in the government no more. They know that the president's is BS. All this stuff is BS. Now they're reaching their breaking point, man. They're saying something has to give, and it's more than half of the Americans that feel this way, man. It's almost 100%. It's 84%, up in the 80s. All right, so that's the majority of the Americans that feel this way. All right. Well, it says it right here. You know, in the article, it says the majority of Americans believe that we are 2/3 of the way to being on the edge of civil war. So the majority of people, they all know that it's coming, man. But they're not preparing themselves for nothing like that for it. They just know that this is leading up to this, man. And that's exactly what the scriptures speak about, man. Sedition among men. All right, having no pity upon their neighbors. And why is that? Because of all the stuff that's going on here in Babylon, all thanks to the so-called white man. All right, because he's the one in rulership and he's causing all these problems, man. He's the one who controls all of this, and he wants this to happen. All right, and this is coming here sooner than later. This is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And the people have been mourning for the longest, man. All right, the people have been mourning the wicked rulership of Esau for the longest, and it's only getting worse and worse, man. Like I said, and they're reaching the point to their breaking point. All right, to where they're saying something has to give, and we already know that Esau isn't finna help these people out, man. He's just gonna keep on causing more hell on the people, man. Putting more hell on people. All right. So it's just gonna reach a point to where it's just gonna be like the article mentioned. It's gonna be a second civil war. All right. It's gonna be civil unrest. It's gonna be sedition among men. All right. And they're not gonna have any pity upon their neighbors. They're not gonna regard the government, the police. It's gonna be worse and on a higher level than all these other these other protests and stuff going on in these other countries, man. And you seeing that in these other countries it looks bad. Imagine when it comes out here to America, man. And it's coming here sooner than later. All right. Yeah, so with that, I'm gonna wrap up. Like I said, I just wanted to speak on this real brief. It's just showing you where America is at and where it's headed, man. And the majority of people, they all feel this way. It says 70%, and it's well above 50, over half. It's really in the 80s when you're looking at the article. And it's only increasing because it said it back in April it was in 79. Now it's in 84. So it's showing you that it's just going up, just going a steady incline. And the people are reaching their breaking point, man. So when they reach their breaking point and people actually finally realize the government ain't shit and it's not going to help them, and that the government has caused all their issues, hey man, they just gonna snap, and that's coming sooner than later, man. All right. Yeah. So with that, I'm gonna give all praises again to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem, Rakakwadash. Devil honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone. Shalom, Ta'ala Akim out there, preaching His word in truth, sincerity. Shalom.